Hello beautiful people, I welcome you back to my channel. So in this video I want to be talking about marriage ceremonies in Ghana. I will do the various types, the processes and the procedures that are involved to go through the various types. Please, I would advise that if you are preparing to get married, kindly do the marriage ceremony according to your budget. Don't go for a loan to get married. The most important thing is that you are married, and that is the most important thing. Please, if you can afford a very big wedding, do it. If you cannot afford and you can afford a small wedding or a small marriage ceremony, do it. Please don't do a big wedding when you cannot afford it. Don't say that, oh, people will come and they will gift me, people will give me envelopes so it will help me cut down my cost. No. Do what you think you can do. That is the most important thing. And my females, please stop giving the men pressure. My friend had a wedding, my friend did this, I also want to do this. And then my mother-in-laws, yes, the mothers of the bride, most of the time they also, my friend's daughter did this, I also want my daughter to do this. Please, I am begging you, when you want to get married, when your daughter wants to get married, please allow them to do the marriage according to their budget. So this is what we'll be talking about in this video. So in Ghana, we have three types of marriages. We have the traditional marriage, we have the marriage under the ordinance, and the Christian or Muslim marriage. I am not a Muslim, so I won't be talking about the Muslim marriage because I don't know what it entails. I'll be talking about the traditional, the marriage under the ordinance, and the Christian. So let me start with the traditional. So in Ghana, when you want to get married in a traditional way, in fact in Ghana, whatever marriage you decide to do, it starts with the traditional. The traditional marriage is constant key. You can't do the court wedding without doing the traditional marriage. So the traditional marriage is where both families sit down, and traditionally lady's family hands over the lady to the man. So this is the processes that are involved. First of all, you have to go and do knocking. The knocking, most families, is optional, but I want to talk about it. The knocking is where you officially introduce yourself to the family, that you want to come into the family and marry their daughter, and you want them to let you know the processes and the procedures in the family. Please, when you are getting married, it is the lady's family that decides what the man should bring. So if the lady's family decides to take a bottle of water, that is it. If the lady's family decides to take a bottle of schnapps, that is it. So normally during the knocking, a list is given out to the man to tell him the things that they expect him to bring. Sometimes some families don't do the knocking, they just give the list to the lady to give to the man. That is why I said it's optional. So most of the times, ideally on the list, you have a list of items that the man has to buy for the lady. The man is supposed to buy a piece of cloth for the lady's mother, the bride's father, and then give an envelope to the mother of the bride, the father of the bride, the family, the bride herself, and the brothers of the bride. Basically, these are the things that are involved depending on the family, and then some drinks are also attached. So when they give the list to the man, now you are given some time to go and prepare and come back officially to marry her. Please note that when the father accepts the bride price and give the lady to you, she's your wife, you are married to her. That is why I said that depending on what the father of the bride will take. So traditionally, that is how the marriage is conducted. So on the day the family sit down, they introduce themselves. Okay, so we came and then we said we would want to come back. We are back. These are the items we requested. Then the father of the bride will ask the bride, should we accept these things? If the bride confirms, they hand her over to her husband. They do some advising, and then that is it. They have been married. So that is the marriage, the traditional marriage in my country, in my culture. Now let me go to the marriage under the ordinance. So marriage under the ordinance is where you marry in the law, that you register your marriage at the law court. Sometimes you can do it at the district assembly, the municipal assembly, or the metropolitan assembly. Before you can register your marriage, you go and publish the ban of notice. The ban of notice is published within 21 days, where a notice is putting out there to the public to tell the public that Mr. A wants to get married to Mr. B, and that if anybody has any reason why the two can't be joined together, you are given the 21 days to come to the court and tell them. Now this is the difference between the traditional marriage and the marriage under the ordinance. The traditional marriage is potential polygamous. It means that when you marry the traditional way, you can marry a second wife for the man. That is in my country. The marriage under the ordinance is purely monogamous. When you marry in the law court or when you marry under the ordinance, you cannot marry more than one. And when you marry more than one, it is a crime in the constitution of Ghana. That is why most ladies want to be married traditionally and then be married under the ordinance too. So when the ban of notice have been published, if after 21 days nobody has come to say that this man is my husband or this lady is my wife and that they can't be joined together. 2 witnesses from the lady's side, 2 witnesses from the man's side can walk to the register's office. They can be married there. You just need 2 witnesses from here, 2 witnesses from here, and then you are married. You don't need to do anything big. That is why if you want to do something big, it should be based on your budget. The same marriage and the ordinance can be done at the church, where the church has been registered and the minister has been given the certificate to conduct marriage under the ordinance. So after the ban of notice has been published, you can go to the church and do the wedding there. You do the marriage at the church. Please note that when you want to do marriage under the ordinance, you cannot do the ceremony on a holiday. You cannot do the ceremony after 6 p.m. You cannot do the ceremony in a room that the door has been closed. It should be to the public. And then if you want to do the ceremony outside the church, outside the place that has been registered, because the church has been registered, the minister has been registered. If you want to do it at a conference hall, on a beach or whatever, you go to the court and take what we call special license. If you don't take the special license and you take your minister to the beach to do the marriage, it is considered null and void. So you go to the court and take what we call special license before you can do the marriage at outside the registered place, that is at a conference hall or at a beach. So this is the marriage under the ordinance. It can be done at the registrar's office, it can be done at the judge's office, it can be done at the church, provided you have witnesses from both sides to sign the marriage certificate. So the Christian marriage is where the church decides to bless the marriage. That's one, there is no certificate from the law court. The church itself can give you a certificate with, for instance, the Methodist Church Ghana marriage certificate. That is not at the court. That is not sent to the court. It is something that the church has designed for its members. But before you can do the marriage under the ordinance and then the Christian marriage, you should do the traditional marriage before you can do any of these things. Some churches, you can even decide to get married, to do your wedding at dawn service or at morning mass, whatever time that you want to do. Then if after you've done all this, you want to do a refreshment party, dinner, whatever, that one is up to you. It is not part of the marriage, please take note. If after you've gotten married and you want to change your name to Mrs., please don't stay in your room and call yourself Mrs. You have to go to the court, swear an affidavit, and change your name from, for instance, Ernestina Crime to Mrs. Ernestina Crime Upon. You should swear the affidavit and it should be gazetted, because officially all your documents are being changed from this name to that name. Please don't stay in your home and call yourself Mrs. For that one, you can leave it. Okay, fine. You can stay in your home and call yourself Mrs., but it won't be recognized officially in the banks, on your Ghana card, any official document. You will need the gazetted form or the affidavit to prove that you have officially changed your name. So these are the types, processes, and procedures to get married in Ghana. As I said, do what you think is best for you, do what you can afford, and please don't stress yourself, because no matter how big you do the wedding, tomorrow somebody will also do a wedding that is bigger than yours. I always advise that if you want to invest in anything in your marriage, please invest in the rings, because that is the only thing that is going to stick with you for the rest of your life. Thank you very much. My name is Nyameyie, and this is my YouTube channel. Please subscribe to my channel and click on the notification button, and I'll see you in the next video. Nyame.